This is certainly a first here on GCM. Welcome to Brands Hatch.
They don't think we can keep making hits about cameras. And I'm the cameraman.
So it doesn't take a genius to realise that we're here at Brands Hatch with James from Race Car Experiences. So fancy giving them a little bit of an insight where the cars take off?
Yeah, well, our 2 cars have just gone out. We're here today with the Fast Track to Motorsport.
Yeah.
We had the qualifiers come through on their Sim Centre competitions.
Yeah.
So 6 of them have come along to drive with us today. I mean, Race Car Experiences is all about giving accessibility to coming out and actually taking a race car around the track with race drivers who are our ARDS coaches who will help instruct you and make you a more confident driver.
Firstly, mate, thank you so much for inviting
you're welcome.
me. This is going to be a really good fun video and I look forward to what's to come.
Right, so they're coming back in. That'll be his first time out on track.
Does this mean something bad's happened?
Not necessarily, no. It's just a matter of he's done his laps, but he might have had a spin out there. I mean, he did seem to be coming in a bit early. We'll find out in a minute. There's definitely a bit of mud on the car.
So I overheard you saying earlier that that's not just a Clio 197 or 200.
No, it's a factory-built Clio Cup racing car, an X98.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a road vehicle. It's been brought out of the factory to race. I mean, look, with the Type R, I mean, effectively, it was stripped down and turned into a race car. With the Clio, like the Mercedes A-Class, the British touring car that we have, they were built as race cars. With it being an X98, it's a paddle shift behind the steering wheel. Left for down, right for up. You have to use the clutch to get into first gear to get out of the pits.
Yeah.
But once you're out of the pits and out into second, third, fourth, up, down, basically you're not using the clutch. It's automatically doing it for you.
Okay, now I'm a little bit nervous because I suck at sim rig racing. And that goes to show that I'm going to be just as bad here as I was on the sim rig.
No, not necessarily. You'll get into it very quickly. It makes it a lot easier.
Now, while I'd initially planned to start this video without giving away as to where I was, I think it's pretty obvious. But this right here is Brands Hatch, one of the most amazing go-to racetracks here in the UK, where we are going to not only promote Race the Track, Not the Road, but we are also going to talk to you about something really, really exciting. And maybe you might see me on track, so stay tuned. This place is sick. I've come in with the team down at Apex at Refuel, and I cannot wait. Stay tuned.
One thing I'm going to reiterate from the beginning of this is obviously I run the Team Hard Scholarship, and that is something that whoever wins today, that's where you're going next. So this process is going to be very similar to how we do this Team Hard driving assessment. Now, it is purely not about how fast you are, right? I'm going to make this really, really clear. There is no lap timing. I don't care how fast you are. If you do the right things in car, I can make you fast. If you do the wrong things in car, it's a lot more difficult to make somebody quick in a car if they don't do the right things in it. So being very, 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 very open and honest. I don't care if you want to be a hero today. If you want to be a hero, you go in the gravel trap, that is your day over, right? If you spin a car today, Jamie and Will be taking a view on why you've spun. Now, when you drive that car's on paddles and is on a pedal box. So very similar to your sim pedal boxes, right? So when you hit the brake, you will give it a good squeeze. It'll feel like you're hitting a bit of wood, but it will stop, right? This is very, very different. This is still on servo. We've just put a brand new set of 8 pots on it and put massive front brakes on it. It's really sharp. Right, so in the wet, you're going to be really soft to the brake, but it will haul the thing up real quick. So don't think that driving the 2 cars is the same. So this place is going to feel nothing like it does on a sim. Right, let's make this really, really clear. Sims are great for eye-to-eye coordination and practice and stuff. When you get into a real car, the sensation and the undulation and what the steering wheel does feels nothing like what your sim does.
Right, so Luke, nice to meet you.
How you doing, buddy?
Firstly, I have a question that I've been asking a lot of the other people that are competing.
Yeah.
But how was your little track? How was it?
I've done both cars already, so I've driven the Civic and the Clio today.
Which is your favourite? The left-hand drive Clio or the right-hand drive Civic?
Do you know what? I think the Clio actually was my favourite to drive.
Yeah.
Purely because it had a bit more feeling, and also, really, for me, the pedals were closer. So I'm not the tallest guy, so being able to actually,
well, that's understandable.
It was quite a benefit to be able to feel comfortable in the car.
A question I do have to ask that I've been asking everyone else as well. How do you find driving on the road to driving on the track compares, and what have you learnt that will maybe help you in either area?
I think on the road you never get to experience where that limit is. I think I am a very safe driver in the sense that I'm always sensible. But I can see how an accident can happen. So if someone was to overstep that limit, because there's not a whole lot of warning before the limit is kind of overstepped. So for someone who hasn't had the experience on track, they could enter a corner much too quickly, and that you can't change the speed once you're in the corner, because that's going to put you into a situation you can't recover from. So I think getting on track allows you to experience where that limit might be.
Right, guys, so I managed to rope in Tom as well. So now am I correct in speaking, you've been out in the Clio?
Clio.
And you are yet to go out in the Honda?
Yes.
So you've been out with Will?
Yep.
And that went well?
Went well.
Did you come off the track, or did you do okay?
I kept on the black stuff.
Fantastic, good news. So I want to ask you a question. Now, what do you feel is different between driving on the road and driving on the track?
Road and track, probably, first thing, for the road for me, a lot of it's about the other people on the track. So you're not so focused on your own car. I think you're kind of driving everyone else's car at the same time. Yeah. I think defensive driving, they call it.
Yeah, you need to be aware of like what's going on around you.
Which translates well onto here, especially on a track day, because you're passing by consent.
Absolutely.
So a lot of it's about trying to read, have they seen me, have they not, are they indicating over, are they not? Which is probably quite similar to the road in a way. But I think you're driving a car at the limit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or that's the goal anyway.
It's definitely a very different environment, and what we try and preach is race the track, not the road. Obviously, we've been through this many times, but I think it's important that the viewer sort of gets it reiterated many, many times that if you want to drive and show off your skill, so to speak, come to an environment like this where other people are in the same boat as you, rather than racing someone's drowning on a B road and saying, haha, beat ya, like, come on, like you're putting other people's lives at risk. So this is a great environment, and I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. But firstly, mate, good luck with the Honda. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much, guys. I wish him all the best, so I'm sure he'll do well. So your name is Will, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's it been going? You're going to have to give us an insight as to what it's like here.
Yeah, well, here at Brands Hatch, one of the UK's most iconic circuits. Typical weather for November time. But yeah, really good day. It's a great opportunity for everyone that's involved. They get to try out both cars. I'm in the Clio, so proper race car.
That Clio's a beast. We heard about this earlier, guys. If you didn't already catch it from the clip previously, it's an actual proper built race car. 100%. It's not a hashtag race car, is it?
No, that Clio was raced in the Clio Cup series, which used to follow the touring cars around. That was the #1 support series for quite a lengthy amount of time. So the fact they get to drive that, it's
Okay, so now I can preempt the comments coming in underneath the YouTube video now, and that's going to be who is Will and what makes him an instructor. So give us a little bit of an insight as to your background. What makes you so good at this?
Yeah, so I've been racing since I was 5. Sort of sports cars the last 2 years, JCW Minis this year. Nice. So if you follow touring cars, that's what's replaced the Clios.
So Will has now given us the chance to have a really quick look around this Clio. So talk us through it.
So I sat on the other side, left-hand drive, a little bit different. If you want to come with me, give you a little bit of a tour.
It's very noisy, guys, so I do apologise.
A little bit muddy from some off-track excursions.
Oh my gosh. This is baller. This is a proper setup, this.
Yeah, proper setup. So got Cosworth dash, proper bucket seats. Yeah, it really does feel like a proper race car. I can imagine it's quite intimidating for someone that's never sat in something around the track.
Especially left-hand drive.
Yeah, that's something you've got to get used to. A lot of race cars being left-hand drive.
And you are bound to know people in your age bracket that claim their car's a race car when it's not.
Yeah.
They sit there revving their engines at McDonald's car park.
Bought a little bit of a tuning kit.
This is official. Now, I do have a little question.
Okay.
How do the regular members of the public deal with you when they find out that you are a professional driver? When
a lot of the surprises with the age. I don't look.
How old are you?
18.
18. Bro, you're smashing it.
So yeah, that's the main thing, and it's even funnier when they see you sat in the passenger seat and you say you're going to be with them all day. So yeah, that's the sort of the usual reactions.
Bro, honestly, thank you so much for showing us. I look forward to coming out with you later.
Yeah,
but thank you very much. Nice to see an M2 going out on track. We've also got the Yaris GR in white, which is a lovely car, especially for going around racetracks like this. But evidently, the Race Car Experiences team are heading off.
How was your first session and how'd you find it?
It was very interesting. I did have 2 spins, unfortunately, but it's all a learning curve. Obviously, now I know where the grip is and stuff, and being the first time in wet weather, although it wasn't ideal spinning, it's obviously a really good learning curve for me to now push forward and try and feel the more cars and push and get that extra speed and feel more comfortable.
You're putting red diesel in the car now?
Yeah.
Thought so.
It's good stuff. Makes it go way faster.
What do you have to tell us about your illegal use of red diesel in the race cars?
Yeah, like super amazing.
Now, I mentioned earlier that the use of the clutch on that Clio is quite difficult. And as you can see, that explains the over-revving. But yeah, the clutches are hard on these. Race car clutches are renowned for being difficult anyway. But when you've got a homologated actual race car, then naturally it gets even more difficult. But the Race Car Experiences Civic and the Race Car Experience Clio are going out now for another lap. We're going to take a short lunch break, and then it'll be my turn to get out on track and see how much of an embarrassment I am. Well, fingers crossed it goes better than that, but I guess we're going to find out later.
I think the 2 guys that have been selected to go into the final will go into the Clio with Will, and then we'll choose, well, Will will choose one of the 2, but that's his job. So the 2 people that are going through is Luke and Tom. So they are the 2 that have gone through. Look, the rest of you, again, this will be run next year. Have a look at it again. Let's, don't put this off. It's not easy when we go to Team Hard Scholarship. There's 160 people a day over the 4 days that we do, and we have to get that down to 8 people to come to Brands Hatch or 10 people to come to Brands Hatch. So when you're going from 180 down to 10 in 4 days or 3 days, it's pretty brutal. When you get down to the final bit, it's actually harder because you go across and you've got people with different experience of the cars. You've had people that have actually driven really well that might have had a little incident on circuit, but you have to look at that and work it out and see what you think. So look, I think everybody's enjoyed themselves. They're 2 very different cars. We will look again to do it again next year with hopefully with 2 sim centres and adding a few more to it as well. And then it'll progress from there. But yeah, so the 2 guys that are going through, give yourself 5 minutes, have a chat between you, see who wants to go first, second, make your decision, and then you'll be going out with Will for a 10-minute run each in the Clio, and then we'll be making a final winner from that. Right, I suppose get down to the last little bit. So obviously just the last drive with Will, the 2 chaps, so Tom and Luke, and Will has chosen a winner from everything that's been done. And obviously what that person will be doing is going to the Team Hard Scholarship, which is going to be held in Blighton later on this month, between the 28th and the 1st of December. But the winner is Tom.
Always dope your helmets, lads. There we go. Look, helmet's on. I don't know where this is supposed to go. We've got a camera here, so you guys are going to see point of view.
If you strap in, can't you put that?
Yeah, this will go anywhere. This can go there. So after all those years of Owen giving me sticks, saying that I've never been on track, which was untrue in the first place, by the way, I am now in the Race Car Experiences Honda Civic Type R, about to go around Brands Hatch for the first time off of the sim rig. I'm not going to know how much you're going to be able to see from the tiny camera that we've got because there's a sun strip and a very small window of visibility. But having spoke to the instructor and got all the tips and tricks that I'm going to need to give me the best chance I'm going to have here at Brands Hatch, especially in the rain, there's definitely some amendments I'm going to have to make to the camera equipment that I use. Because this isn't something that I'm used to, and this is something that he is used to. He knows what cameras work, and obviously I don't. So definitely upgrades that I'm going to be making in the future. So obviously let me know in the comments below if you do have any suggestions on that. But there's a lot that I've got to learn, and I'm not ever professing to be good at this. This is something that I'm so new to, but I'm assuming the majority of you guys are too. So it's actually quite exciting to get on board, and hopefully we can get something well set up.
Load up on the throttle, get the car out towards the left-hand side. So you've got basically want to use every inch of available circuit that you have to pick up the throttle. Okay, clutch and brake.
So we have just had our first run around Brands Hatch in the Honda Civic Type R. Basically, he tried to touch my knee and I span off.
I can't agree with that.
That didn't really happen, guys. I've got a lot to learn. But this is the whole point. You learn so many skills in a safe environment. Because imagine had I span on a real road environment. Yeah, imagine driving too fast in a car that I had no experience on, and then coming off. That would be an absolute disaster.
Absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why you're on a racetrack, because at the end of the day, we have the capabilities of allowing a spin where you're not putting yourself in too much danger.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say earlier, guys, is there's going to be a huge upgrade in equipment that I'm going to have to make to get used to this new kind of content, whether that's me at Race Car Experiences or me as GCM and Owen. There's definitely going to be some upgrades that I'm going to have to make. So let me know in the comments below for any like equipment suggestions. But I guess we're going to have to get back out because this is so much fun and I've got so much to learn.
Let's do it.
This is what my old business manager was like when I used to work in Ford sales. He'd be like, don't look out the window. Whatever you do, look at me. And then he'd shout at you. So just discuss to us what the red flag means for the viewers' benefit.
So red flag basically means the track is closed. It could be now someone's spun and got stuck. If someone's hit the barriers, it could be a number of things. So they're going to red flag it. They will go and recover what needs to be recovered. And hopefully it won't be too long before we're back out on the track.
Tremendous fun. Into fourth.
Sorry, third gear coming up.
Into third. So come round this bend.
That's it. So nice and wide.
Nice and wide.
Yeah, okay. Start the turn in.
Start the turn in.
Unwind the steering now. Look at me, that orange ball. So that's a preference point. That's it. Bridge, which is your braking zone. So third gear.
Third gear.
Feed it in now.
Okay. Slowly.
That's it. Now we bring the throttle.
That was awesome. Where does my foot go? Down there? Ah! Oh, I'm ready to sign a contract apparently.
Is it?
Yeah, mate, I'm sorry, I'm going to take you from your job.
You want to swap? Yeah, I'll get behind the camera.
They said I was so good. The owner of Brands Hatch wants to meet me.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's crazy, isn't it?
Imagine you're 18 years old and you are a professional driver. Well, it goes to show that no matter how old you are and how good of a driver you think you are, clearly experience wins, because I've been driving for 14 years now and I went round that track probably 17 times slower than Will. But what an experience, guys. The Clio X98 left-hand drive race car is an absolute beast, and clearly all of the practice that he's had since he was 5 has been put to good use. Now, what an amazing opportunity it was to go out around Brands Hatch with Will Orton and Race Car Experiences. But guys, honestly, wait till next time. The footage is going to be so much better. I've learnt a lot from this day out.
Right guys, now it's come towards the end of the video and Will is actually too worried about his trim to have turned up on time, but I want to say a massive shout out to not only you for taking me out on track and showing me what it's all about. And if it doesn't give you guys the motivation, then I don't know what will. But also a big shout out to the boys from Apex over here. We've got Peter. Pete? Yeah, we've got Pete from Apex, who works at the Steamer Coffee Kitchen Refuel, teaching people how to use the sim rig. We have also got another one of your team, but he's disappeared somewhere while I'm doing the outro. But big shout out to the Race Car Experiences team who are unpacking at the minute, or packing away before they leave. But guys, these cars, this Honda Civic right here, and this Clio, amazing. But if you don't remember, this is the guy right here that joined us at the start when we went out in the Honda Civic and told me that I'm pretty much ready to go pro because I did a full 720 with no prior training. It was amazing. So honestly guys, if you haven't already got the gist, massive shout out to the entire team here. I've had such a good day and I cannot wait to come back and do it again and bring you guys all along with me. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you when we see you. Peace.